I know that your meditation, you use the rubber band ball as the metaphor for feeling constricted in your sexuality or sensuality, and sort of not being able to break free, and it's very tight and really has a grasp. And you have us transform the rubber ball into white light.
The first time I saw one of those rubber band balls was when I moved to America, and I'd never seen them before. I'm sure they have them in the UK, I just never seen one. And I remember being fascinated by that idea of that amount of constriction could make things that were usually loose and all over the place tight, like one object.
Yeah.
I think it can feel like that when we constrict ourselves and we allow shame and guilt to control who we are.
Sexual transformation is sort of a big, complicated story, probably for many of us, actually, more than I think about it.
Yeah.
I think those of us who have been able to transform are probably really happy we did.
So true.
And for people who don't need to transform, God bless you. What an upbringing you had.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, I feel like I've spent, since I was a kid, just transforming myself.
Yeah.
And it's only, I mean, I'm 40 now, and I feel like now I'm happier than I ever have been because I've done the work. But my God, it's a lot of work to do.
It is a lot of work to do. It's worth it, that said.
Yes, it really is. I think that one of the strengths about identifying ourselves as mermaids is because it helps us to realize that actually transformation can sort of happen magically and in a kind of almost like ethereal underwater way. You know, it doesn't feel like such graft. It's spiritual.
And if you take your time and you go at your own speed, everything's a lot more comfortable, a lot more fluid. So I think maybe that could be a pretty good mermaid metaphor as well.
I like that. Angela and I have been together for a couple of years now.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been really profound for us. But before I met Angela, I lived by myself in an apartment in Boston for 1 to 1.5 years, something like that. And I was alone, and I hadn't been alone, you know, in partner terms for a good long time. It took me time, like it wasn't immediate.
Yeah.
But I started to realize that my erotic happiness came from inside of me, you know, and that I could go to Good Vibrations and I could buy myself a new vibrator. I could come and spend an evening with myself. I could make myself dinner. I could watch a film. I could go to bed with myself. I would buy things like body creams, and I would buy movies, and I would snuggle up with myself. I would light candles for myself. And I honestly think, I mean, I believe in the law of attraction. And I know that I would have been fine if I hadn't have met you. I could have been erotically happy. But I think that process of being alone and understanding my own wholeness and having a romantic relationship with myself was what helped me to find you. You know, because I was wearing it and I was giving it off, and there we were, and we somehow managed to be in the same place at the same time. We managed to meet, and we looked at each other, and I think both of us had a sense of knowingness, you know, that what we were giving off, we understood in each other.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. I don't think we talk enough in our society about the fact that when we climax, when we orgasm, when we read erotica, when we have fantasies, we are being authentic. That's us at our most authentic, and that's us, you know, I believe in the soul, and I believe that that's us vibrating at a soul level, because it's us connecting with others, connecting with ourselves, connecting with the divine, you know, because I know neither of us believe that there's anything sinful in any kind of consensual sexuality.
What would you recommend for those of us who are so tightly wound and maybe have never experienced anything like the Mermaid Voyage.
It's hard
Yeah.
to just suddenly let go.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And I would say that with any of the meditations, any of the visualizations, I should say, I think it's really important to let them be what you need them to be.
Yeah.
And if you're just going to be able to visualize it and you're not able to feel it yet, that's okay, because the visuals will have their effect. They set an intention, and I think that's important.
Yeah.
And I also think it's important for us to realize that our erotic feelings and our emotions often sometimes follow what we visualize and what we intend. So just the fact of saying to yourself, I'm letting go. I'm letting go of my shame. I'm letting go. I'm allowing my erotic light in. I'm safe. Yeah. That's a good one. And by just affirming that inside us, we do incredible work for ourselves, for our unconscious, for our, on the soul level. I really feel that. I really do.
If for the women who do have problems putting 15 minutes aside to sit back and relax and enjoy these visualizations, just doing something nice for yourself.
Absolutely.
Whatever that is.
Yeah.
Getting a Starbucks coffee for $4, buying yourself a new pen, buying yourself a new dress, but just something special at least once a day, I think is important, and it might even sort of transform you enough to understanding that you deserve this, that this is something that you definitely owe yourself.
We've been taught that sex and erotica and anything to do with sex, we've been taught in our society that is separate from other things. So if you go around saying, well, okay, I wasn't able to make love to myself and I wasn't able to think erotically today, so I haven't done the Mermaid Voyage. It's not how it works.
Right, not true.
It's not true. Because lovemaking is about expressing love to yourself, expressing love, and also, of course, expressing love to others. But I don't think of those things as being separate. When we love ourselves, we become more loving to the world naturally. And I think when we love others, we express love to ourselves. But the latter is that little bit harder to do because we've been taught that it's selfish.
Absolutely.